This Aldsall pitch has its own climate on days like this. Ideal conditions then for this 5th round Challenge Cup tie. No lack of scoring ability in the Bulls' flanks. Gareth Rayner and Patrick Arvan picked up 26 points between them in the previous round against Halifax. But they'll be looking for some support up front, particularly Lynch, Hargreaves and Elima driving the ball in and setting up the platform. England international Darryl Goulding comes into the centre following a late cry-off from George Carman to provide a pacey attacking force alongside Pat Richards. And that back three of O'Loughlin, Farrell and Hoffman, a lot of power in there. We'll be looking to team up with their half-backs. In Paul Deacon and Matt Diskin, Wigan and Bradford have two very experienced players capable of turning any match on its head. And the referee, Steve Ganson, 15 years of solid experience in the elite division. And we're underway. And John, no matter what the bookmakers say, it's on the day, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes. That's the magic of this competition, that at any given time, in any given round, there can be an upset, and this may well be the day for the Bradford Bulls, but they will have to play very, very well indeed in order to beat this very accomplished Wigan Warriors outfit.
A very strong wind here blowing across the pitch, possibly a little bit from the left-hand bottom of your screens to the top right-hand screen, because that is where, or in that corner where Wigan were practicing the 40-20 kicks before kick-off. Wigan then in the well, reddish jersey, not the famous cherry and white hoops. Natty design this year.
Well, a pretty obvious tactic there from the Warriors, and Pat Richards really put the ball and there was snow on it, but it's back to one, I believe, Ray.
Back to one then. Wigan just testing out this defence, which, as Claire was saying earlier on, has leaked 35 points again. Ball here now to Lulawai. Finch, oh, this is good running. Tompkins, can he get through? He's still going, he's got the ball out wide. That's a try in the corner. Now then, did he drop that? Did Pat Richards drop that ball?
Lost the ball over the line.
That is what Steve Ganson's asking.
It is, Ray, that's what Steve Ganson wants clarifying. It was an excellent break from Sam Tompkins. Lovely shape play from the Warriors that opened them up.
He's dropped it.
But he's dropped the ball there. Well spotted, Ray, and well spotted Steve Ganson.
That's what you think, it's what I think.
So that's a great piece of defensive work from Platt there, forcing the error. But Pat Richards will be very disappointed with himself. He should have buried that opportunity, and it'll be a tap 20 now for the Bulls.
Well, it's no try, and in the background I can hear Steve Ganson having an argument with one of the players who was telling him what it should be. No try it is. 20-metre restart. So Pat Richards, who scored 5 tries in his last 5 matches, misses out there, but all credit to Platt though, who got across.
Yes, really, it was excellent play that split them wide open, but a marvellous defensive effort, and it's on such efforts as that Challenge Cup games are won.
Bradford, Jamie Langley, been out for 6 weeks with shoulder problem. That has been the Bulls' problem this season. A lot of injuries, still have 5 or 6 key men missing from their squad, but a lot of talent here still available. Ball, good positioning by Tompkins.
Yeah, very interesting there, the difference in tactics. You saw the Wigan kick from Pat Richards. It really came down with snow on it, it went so high, and that one was a very low trajectory from the young halfback Kyle Briggs.
Depends which side of the field you're kicking to, John. It's just blowing straight across, isn't it?
Yeah, the flags are a great indicator on top of the stand opposite us, and my word, the wind is blowing.
It'll be a difficult kick then for anybody. Wigan then in the possession. Nice little dummy there from Michael McAlorum.
Hold. Go.
Mick Potter was saying earlier in the week that he's got this, get rid of this mindset in his players that the tackling has to be done.
Hold on.
Good catch by Shad Royston.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious tactic
good
as well
running.
that Wigan are using there. They're hoisting the ball very high, letting the wind play tricks with it, but that was a fantastic catch there from Shad Royston, and a very good kick return, Ray.
Good play though from Shad Royston, and good coming in off the wing there from Patrick Arvan. He's a big man, he tires people out. Sensible play down the blind side.
Third. Move.
Bradford then,
Four.
a little bit more
Move. Hold.
confidence in them now than that opening
Go.
minute. Langley. Royston coming into play again. Whitehead to Gareth Rayner. No way through.
5.
On the 5th tackle. Oh, well, he managed to get the kick away. Not a good one. Easily picked up by Tompkins.
Surrender.
And good chasing. Very good chasing there by Kyle Briggs.
Yeah, but at the minute you just sense that Wigan are winning this battle of the sets, because when Bradford are fielding the ball, they're fielding it near to their post. When Wigan are fielding the ball, it's almost in midfield, Ray.
Third. Move.
Wigan, of course,
Hold.
great
Jamie, go.
cup fighters, as we illustrated
4.
a little
Move.
earlier.
Hold. Hold. Go.
17 times winners of this cup.
5.
Wigan holding
Move.
the ball close around the pack there.
Go.
On the last tackle. Luluai again putting that high kick in, and again Rats Royston up to it. This lad signed from Halifax at the beginning of this season. Been a good buy, John.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished fullback, and he scores tries for fun as well, but it'll be his ability to take the high kick that I feel will be severely tested this afternoon.
Holding down.
Quicker.
Mr. Ganson wanting Andy Corley to get off the tackle player much quicker. Been a lot of criticism this last 12 months of Wigan holding down in the tackle.
Well, they do frustrate you, Ray, but they're very, very good at it indeed, and technically they work very hard on it.
Well, if you can get away with it, John, you get away with it, don't you?
Move. Hold. Go.
Heath Lestrange at the acting half back row, moving this out nicely now. Platt trying to break through.
2. Move. Hold. Go.
Langley, very, very much to the fore. They certainly have missed him this season.
Move.
9 years here at Oswald. Very experienced player. Good running. Good kick. Oh, Arvan.
1. Move.
Good tackling, puts the pressure on Tompkins here. Bradford have got to keep Wigan down near this line.
Yeah, that was a very good set from the Bulls there, and well finished by Ben Jeffries with that little dab over the top. And now the Bulls really working overtime to stop the Wigan go forward.
Bradford have to contain Wigan here. 2 tackles remaining. They've done well to restrict them to the 20-metre line, John, in 5 tackles. On the last tackle. That's a good kick. That's a very, very good kick. It goes dead, but it doesn't matter, John. It's put Bradford right back in their own 20-metre area.
It really has, yes. And you wonder when you saw Bradford kick for touch on that penalty, and how difficult it was to get them forward, and how that ball really did kick on with the wind. If there isn't a slight advantage to the Warriors.
2. Move.
Heath Lestrange, number 9, and Ben Jeffries, 33, sort of working together at the acting half-back role.
Well,
forward pass.
Well, I think he gave the forward pass. It's certainly a knock-on from Bryn Hargreaves. Those type of errors there, you just cannot give Wigan field position, because they are very clinical. But just look at that wind there. When it's going to be a factor not only in the kicking, Ray, but also in the passing, and you sense it'll be the short pass, the tighter pass, that will be the most successful type of play today.
And the problem with the modern game, John, is that the players tend to take the ball very flat rather than coming from depth, as in days of yore.
Yes, they do, but you know, there's times to play a flat attack, and there's also times to buy yourself a bit of space by lining up deep.
Wigan now.
Move.
15 metres from this Bradford Bulls line.
Sprint on the line, you were called.
McAlora. Oh, he's lost the ball.
All lost.
All lost.
Scrum Bradford head and feed.
Well,
And that's a bad mistake from Wigan there. That's twice they've got near this line. Yes, he lost it.
yes, it's a loose carry, and but that should give Bradford confidence, you know, because Wigan started that set deep in the Bradford half, and they managed to contain them pretty comfortably there. So they should draw confidence from that, and it may well inspire them for a good set with ball in hand.
Bradford need to just hold this ball.
Move. Hold.
Make ground.
Hold. Go. Game played on the mark.
Lestrange.
You get nothing for them. 2.
Ian Sibbett.
Hold.
Well, Steve Ganson not standing any nonsense today, Ray.
No. Well, I mean, the players know that Steve Ganson stands no messing. He's a very firm referee. He says something and he does it.
It does, and interesting again, they didn't kick for touch there, Bradford.
No.
They tapped it, so I just feel that the wind, although it's predominantly across the field, I think it's slightly at the back of the Wigan Warriors.
Yep. Well, it was blowing to the right-hand corner of our screen because Wigan spent all the early minutes before kick-off practicing their kicks down there. And in fact, can we hear something? We got Robbie down there.
Very interesting to see Wigan's tactics. They've obviously won the toss and they've decided to run with the wind at their back. And I think what they're looking to do is absolutely blow Bradford off the park in the first 40 minutes. Now, if they don't do that, it's going to be a really interesting game at all, because then Bradford will obviously come out in the second half with the wind at their back.
He's on.
Thank you, Robbie. That's a good kick. It's not taken. It's play on. Another set of 6. Surely. There's a try! Yes! A try there! And Elliot Whitehead is over for the first try of the match. The referee, he's looking to the touch judge here, Mr. Thomason. He's going to the screen.
When the fullback went up for the ball, just see that there's no offence committed on him, then follow it through to the ground.
He is judging that the fullback was pushed in the back, as I understand it.
Well, it was certainly an excellent kick from Kyle Briggs. He really gave the ball some air and it held in the wind. He really did kick it very, very high indeed, and you could literally see it hold in the wind. But now we're looking to see, was there an infringement on Sam Tompkins as he went for the ball? Well, they certainly finished it off well, and they certainly grounded the ball well.
Yeah,
but I couldn't see anything wrong with that at all.
I must confess, I couldn't see a push there. We might see something here.
Well, Sam Tompkins is going for the ball. It's a contested ball. Royce contesting.
No.
Well, I can't see anything wrong with that at all. It's gone back from Shad Royston, and then there's great reaction from the Bulls there.
Is there a push? Is there a push on a hold, John, when Tompkins comes down by there's a push, but does that interfere with anything? He's pushing him out of his way, isn't he? You could say that number 17 there, Brett Finch, could have been obstructing as he pushed him out of his way. I think that's a try.
Well, it's interesting to see, because Brett Finch was simply running in the direction of the ball. There's certainly nothing wrong with this, because Royston and Tompkins are contesting the ball, and the ball's gone backwards.
Now, where is Finch? He's nowhere about, is he?
No, it was in the earlier shot that
that's right.
That Finch, but for me, this should be A-OK.
I'd give a try.
I think he will give one. There's nothing wrong with that. 4 points to Whitehead.
The video referee, Richard Silverwood, who went across to Australia this year to referee the Australia-New Zealand game at the top of his form at the moment. What does he judge of this? It's 4-0 for Bradford. Elliot Whitehead, the scorer, man of the match against Halifax a couple of weeks ago, and a try scorer also against Halifax, although playing from the second row then, John.
Yeah, he's good enough to play in the centre though, as well as young Elliot White. He's a very good rugby league player, and as he showed there, supported any chance and crossed for the vital 4 points.
And Patrick Arvan, formerly of the New Zealand Warriors. He kicks it, no problem for the big Kiwi wingman. 80% kicking rate, 6-0 for the Bradford Bulls.
What a lovely kick this from Kyle Brigg. It really did ask the question. He's held in the wind. Tompkins is positioned well, but a superb contest there from Royston. And I just like the reaction of the Bulls there. And Andy Lynch provided the last pass, the assist for Elliot Whitehead to cross. Very good try indeed. Well, who's having problems with the wind?
That's the strength of the wind, John. And I think that Bradford will have gained tremendous confidence here because they've gone 10 minutes and they haven't conceded a try.
Well, I think the confidence comes from that defensive set, and then they got to the other end of the field, and it was a marvellous contest. Royston v Tompkins, and Royston won that particular one. And they've got a great opportunity now to again utilise this field position.
Andy Lynch, the captain, leading from the front there, number 10, Lestrange to Briggs. And
third, move, hold, go.
Kyle Briggs again, Langley.
4, move.
Local Yorkshire product from a Normanton Knights amateur. Briggs again. Good ball from Olivier de Lima, who looked as if his season had ended with what looked a serious knee injury some weeks ago, but tremendous recovery. And another kick.
My word. It's a very, very difficult win to judge, and that is another good kick from Kyle Briggs. I'm sure that having had success with that particular ploy, it will be repeated on a number of occasions.
John, you've played here, I've played here. Certainly these Bradford players know all about the swirling wind around here at Hodsall. Yes. This huge ball, it just goes around and around, doesn't it?
It's very difficult to judge, and that's a problem that both sets of players will get.
Wigan then need to settle down. And interesting, John, Bradford finished 89% of their sets of 6. Wigan less than 60%.
Yeah, well, they've done 8 out of 9. That's great pressure there from the Bulls. They really are working very, very hard on the little process of rugby league. That one was kick pressure, and the reward is great field position.
And a shot to Wigan here then, who have got to force their way back in the game. All the confidence coming from Bradford. 20 metres from that line. Good ball out here now. Whitehead again. Ben Jeffries, number 33 on his back there, signed from Wakefield just a few weeks ago. There he is, Jeffries. Back to Langley. Langley forcing his way forward. 2 tackles remaining. 5 metres. Good tackle.
That's a great tackle from McLaren. Came out of the line there and backed his ability to stop Hargreaves in his tracks.
Briggs, little chip. Oh, no.
Well, you could see the idea, couldn't you?
Yes.
He tipped his support player off on the little chip throw, but well diffused by the Warriors' defence.
Wigan, John, need to settle the game down. They just need a positive set of 6 and gain some metres.
I just think Wigan are more affected by the wind at this moment in time than the Bulls. They've adapted the better to the conditions.
Wigan, joint top of the Super League, been in excellent form. This is better now. Good tackle. Excellent tackle there on Daryl Goulding. Now again, that's a poor kick, John.
Well, you could see what Tompkins was trying to do, Ray. He was doing as you was asking. He was just trying to do a controlled set of sit, put the ball out of play so they could just regroup. A high tackle, I believe, there from Sean O'Loughlin on Gareth Rayner.
Sean!
Mr. Ganson just wants a word with Sean O'Loughlin about that high tackle.
That's careless, mate, but it's contact with the head. We're on for 3 penalties for offences. Sort it out.
It's interesting, warning Sean O'Loughlin that it was a careless tackle, but that referees are on 3 penalties, and then does he go off or does he get a sin?
No, I think he meant the team, because that's 2 penalties for holding down, and then that was a high tackle penalty there, and I think he was just asking questions about the Wigan discipline.
Yeah. Bryn Hargreaves, former Wigan player originally, then St Helens, came here with former Saints coach Mick Potter at the beginning of the season.
Third, move.
Bradford moving forward. Langley.
Four.
Kyle Briggs, number 32. He's lost the ball.
Yeah, robust challenge there from Andy Coley, and Briggs just came up with the ball loss.
This side.
And the referee got it right once again, but that's only the second set, Ray, as you were alluding to earlier. They've had the ball 12 times. They've completed 10 of those 12, and that's the reason the scoreboard is 6-0. And that's the reason that Wigan are finding it a little difficult at the moment to make inroads.
Hold. Go.
You think it might be worthwhile Paul Deacon coming on early in the game, because he knows all about kicking here. He did it for 11 years.
He'll certainly play an important part at the stage when Michael Maguire decides to introduce him.
O'Loughlin again, short pass.
Four. Move.
But Bradford's tacklings seemingly better than on any occasion this season. Royston.
All on. Surrender!
That was a nice little end of that set, though, wasn't it? Tommy Lulai just dabbing the ball into the 20, and a good chase there. And Gareth Rayner now with the responsibility of generating some go forward.
Two. Move.
A lot of work needed from this Bradford pack. Olivier Elima, the captain of the French side. Langley again. Good shot ball. Lynch just cut. Oh, it's a forward pass. He's just looking to get it away. A couple of Challenge Cup matches there. Huddersfield and Catalan. Well, we expect that to be very, very close. And St Helens seemingly moving easily ahead against Championship side Featherstone Rovers.
A shame there, wasn't it, with the pass to Andy Lynch. And I'm sure that Michael Maguire's discussing tactics with his assistant Sean Wayne, and perhaps alluding to what they should be doing with the wind. And I'm certain there'll be one or two little slight alterations at half-time.
I will say I was talking to Michael in midweek, and he was certainly expecting a very hard game, John.
Yeah, it's only the media that make it otherwise, Ray.
Yeah. Don't blame me. Andy Coley. Number 10 for Wigan.
Move.
This is better from Wigan now. Lulawai, good running. Oh, Hoffman looking to turn the ball inside. 2 tackles remaining now, 10 metres from the line. McGaloran. Lee Moss up there on the last tackle. Interesting to see Lulawai there. Switches to the blind side, that's on the Pat Richards, that's good play. No problem with that. Good try in the corner. That's the slick type of rugby that Wigan have played all season. And Pat Richards is try now in 6 successive matches.
What was the offside?
Yeah, it was excellent play, wasn't it, there? There's lovely shape on the left-hand side there. And look how each ball carrier is playing upfield and holding the defenders to create space on the outside. Lulai sets it off. As a man goes through, then Sean O'Loughlin straightens up, Daryl Goulding straightens up, and that creates a space for Pat Richards, who's holding his chalk on the very, very edge there. It's a very, very good try, that, in these conditions, with the passing so precise, and a great finish at the end.
Pat Richards suffered a very bad Achilles tendon injury at the end of last season, kept him out for the bulk of the opening matches, but in great form, and signed a new 2-year contract to stay at Wigan. Prolific point scorer, as we can see, not just tries but goals.
I think we can safely say the wind is behind Wigan.
Yeah. Just look at it.
Well, I think it's been a very good game, Ray, to say it's it's these conditions.
Pat Richards then out on the touchline. He is kicking into this wind, and as you can see, it was blown to that left-hand side. Very, very difficult kick from that side of the field.
Lovely try though, wasn't it there? And it was Goulding's quick hands there. Van tried to close him down, but Goulding's skill level just too good. Ball straight in, straight out for the try in the corner.
Ready.
2 points in it then. 6-4 for the Bradford Bulls.
Surrender!
20 minutes gone.
Stand! 1.
Andy Cooley.
Move!
McAlorum clapping. Wants a quick play the ball. He wants to have a go himself.
3rd!
And he has run his, that was good work, wasn't it, from
Yeah, well, it wasn't McAlorum. It
from
was
Charlie, wasn't it?
Yeah, jumping in. Took me by surprise, actually.
Yeah, error there, and
I thought he was a bit quick.
2. Move! Go.
Lestrange. Lynch. Good ball. Sibby coming very, very flat again, having to turn almost to take that ball.
Hold. Go.
a bit of contact there from McAlorum. It was a great speeder line and really did
Kocher.
it jolted him, didn't it?
Lima. Kyle Briggs doing a lot of play, John, at first receiver. The ex-Featherstone lad. Here he is again. I think he'll stub of a kick. Oh, have they got him over the line? Yes, they have. That's good play. Gareth Rayner getting up very, very quickly there. That's a dropout on the goal line. Good play there from Gareth Rayner.
It was an excellent little kick, wasn't it, down the short side, and Tompkins did well to retrieve it. But as he retrieved it, he also received the on-rushing Bradford Bulls tacklers, and Tompkins got trapped in his own in goal. And that effort from Whitehead, Rayner and Lestrange ensures you get a repeat set. Look at that dropout from Richards, deep into the Bradford half.
65 metres.
Yep. And I'll tell you, Mick Potter will be very, very happy. No penalties conceded that first quarter.
Holding down.
And that's the fourth one from Wigan.
And Tanya, some news for us down there near the pitch?
Yeah, I'm with one of the many injured Bradford players, Brett Carney. You're just chuckling there at the kick out from Wigan. This wind is quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tremendously strong down here. Thankfully, both teams have got to run into it, so the second half should be good for us.
How do you feel Bradford are doing it? A good, solid start from you.
It's been a great start. We've built on the back of some great defensive sets at the moment, and Briggs put in a couple of good kicks late too, so we're looking very good.
Feeling you might be able to pull off a shot?
I've got a good feeling about it.
Thanks for joining us. Cheers, Brett.
No worries, thank you.
I'll do the ref, and I don't
Some
want
good defence there from the Wigan Warriors.
I like Mr. Ganson's style, just pointing out to a Wigan player, I'm doing the refereeing, you shut up, I'll get on with it. And the player does shut up.
Well, there's lots of refereeing courses for anybody interested, so...
You are. Lock in.
So, head and ball to Wigan.
And Bradford just shading possession there, and it was on the back of a penalty count, which was 4-0, but that's the first one from the Bulls. And I'm sure Richards will make full use of the wind here.
He certainly does. Now then, what can Wigan do from this set of 6?
Hold here. Hold. Go.
Michael Maguire there moves to the South Sydney Rabbitohs at the end of this season, but he'll be looking for the Challenge Cup win to go alongside that Super League win last season.
Move. Hold. Go. Third. Move. Hold.
Jeff Lima there, number 15. Lulaway again, just trying to force his way through.
Move.
Very sharp New Zealand scrum half. McAlorum, a metre short on the last tackle. That's a knock-on, surely. Bradford, did Bradford knock that down, or did Joel Tompkins lose it?
I think he played at his arm there, I believe it was Elliot Whitehead.
Give him the ball.
Quickly out from Marker, played at the arm. Good decision by the referee again.
And very good by Matthew Thomason, the touch judge on this side, I think.
Well, that's penalty number 5, so I'm sure Mr. Ganson
and
will...
a Wigan player there, very frustrated at that decision, but there was no doubt about it. He did smack the arm down, and well, Mr. Ganson has has had enough with these petty decisions.
Mate, that's 6 now. You just shoved him in the back. Next one's going in the bin. Okay, no, the mark's clear, mate.
Next one going in the sin bin.
Yep.
There's a warning.
Well, I'm in it 5 penalties, but Steve Ganson's got it at 6.
Hold.
Well, Wigan have conceded
Discipline
5
work.
penalties to
Hold.
Bradford's 1 so far.
Yeah, and that's why Bradford, I feel, are just
Move.
shading the
Hold.
possession.
Go.
Elima and
Move.
Whitehead combining regularly down this left-hand side. Rayner making good progress there from the acting half-back position. And Matt Diskin, good play there. And Tanya?
Yeah, just in back play, Thomas Luluai is getting a bit of treatment. He's got a slight ankle injury. They're keeping an eye on him, but if you watch him, he is moving a little gingerly.
Oh, bad knock-on.
Yeah, Ben Jeffries there and apologising to his teammates.
We're going to have him feed.
Well, you know that lad well, John. He just signed from your club.
Yeah, he's a very good player, this Ben. He had 2 spells at Wakefield and he's in his 2nd spell here at Bradford. But
Bradford.
he's asking his players
Lock
for
in,
1
keep
minute's
close,
effort
Ben.
because of his
Okay,
error
Tom,
there.
Lock it in, Wigan.
And that
Okay.
came from a long pass. That's why I feel that in these
Out.
conditions you better shorten your passes up and really running at some inside shoulder lines.
1. Move. Go. 2.
Carol
Move.
Goulding, as
Hold.
is the want of many wingmen in this modern game, coming in, taking the play at acting half-back, trying to provide momentum.
3rd. Move. Marcus square.
McAlora to O'Loughlin. Good drive from O'Loughlin there. But perseverance from Ian Sibbett, number 17.
Paul Prescott goes on to replace number 21, Lee Mossop.
Okay.
Hoffman losing the ball, but
Yeah, it went backwards, didn't it?
Move.
no detriment to Wigan. Still on the attack. Luluai spotting a chance out wide. Richards.
Okay.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Oh, it's bouncing about. That's a drop out. Oh, that was a difficult kick, John.
It was, and it was a kick manufactured out of nothing, really, wasn't it? Because Tommy Lulai had a look down the short side, and then look how the composure shown by Richards there.
Time off.
Just puts the ball up, lets the wind do its
Right,
work.
let's go.
Good challenge there, but it went free, and they'll be very happy there to trap Bradford into the Indian goal area and to force a repeat set.
And that's a good kick out, John, when you bear in mind that the wind is blowing straight across there.
It was an excellent kick, it really was.
1. Move. Hold. Go. Matt, get
Paul
square.
Deacon coming on there in his customary red scrum cap.
Surrender.
And Robbie, a word or two?
Well, Bradford are doing a fantastic job of making this game ugly and slowing the speed of and dictating the speed of the play of the ball. But one thing that they've got to do, they keep leading Wigan back into their half by pushing the passes and spilling the ball, and they need to cut that out, especially for the last 10 minutes of this half.
O'Loughlin did well to catch that ball there.
Hold.
The pass from Brett Finch. Finch again from a Melbourne Storm start. And Deacon.
5. Move.
Record point scorer for Bradford. Just wants a few for Wigan today. A little bit too much power with the boot on that ball.
Yeah,
Bradford then breathe again.
Sam Tompkins, it wasn't it? Just tried to dam it to the in-goal area, but did a good job again, Shad Royce, and just shepherded over the in-goal area, out of the in-goal area into safety.
The two wingmen, Rayner and Arvan, as you can see there, making 20 metres, these two wingmen. It is a good ploy, it is a good tactic. Andy Lynch, the Bulls captain.
Tom Alderson goes on to replace number 13,
Diskin.
Jamie Langley.
4.
Royston coming up at every opportunity. Prolific try scorer, 30 with Halifax last season. Jeffries, that's a good ball. That, nice inside to Arvan. Not quite the same size as Leslie Vinicolo out there, but he's big enough, isn't he?
Well, it costs a lot of money to feed him for a fortnight, Ray, I'll tell you.
Yeah, as my grandmother said, rather keep him for a week than a fortnight.
But an header from him there. Just lost the ball there as he was trying to regain his feet.
Hold in. Okay, Bradford.
Just coming up to the
Right, pack it in, lads.
half hour. Bradford 6, Wigan 4.
1. Move. Hold. Go.
Luluai. And Liam Farrell driving in at first receiver there. And I think Tanya's able to speak to a Wigan player down there.
Yeah, I've got the 18th man, Stefan Marsh. Stefan, the conditions proving something of a leveler here, aren't they?
Yeah, I think we're trying to forget about them, stick to our game plans and our structures, and I think we know they work, so we're just trying to get back to it now.
Thanks very much.
Oh, and here's a good try. Tompkins coming in from that full-back position. Beautiful there.
Stop it now. I've got Gareth
Passing.
Rayner. Gareth
Well,
Rayner.
it's
You speak to me like that.
Now then,
looks if he's out cold.
Hey.
As he put the ball down, I think Gareth Rayner
Get him out the way.
caught
Sean,
him.
you take your players. I've got it under
He's
control, mate.
certainly out.
I don't need
But
players running in.
Gareth Rayner came running in, and he could be in serious trouble here now.
You're not helping the situation.
Gareth Rayner there, number 19, being called out by Mr. Ganson.
Right, touch judges. Matt. Tim
Well, it was a superb try. Again, some lovely skill there. Deacon instrumental that time. A little bit of a juggle, but brought under control. And Tompkins with a great finish. He really does commit himself. And yeah, it's foul play in the act of scoring. That may well be an 8-point try, you know.
Well, I think he's not only checking the try, but also whether Gareth Rayner committed a foul, an attack to the head, as we understand is being referred to in the actual grounding of the ball, because that not only could be serious for Rayner, it could be a penalty itself, John.
Well, that's grounded okay, but he certainly lost consciousness as he hit the floor, and that was in the act of scoring, so the try will obviously be given. They'll be allowed the conversion, but the big one is, will they be given a penalty, an extra kick at goal as well?
Kick at goal.
Can you look at the incident involving Rayner and confirm contact with the head?
Well, they've confirmed a try as Mr. Silverwood, and I think also there will be contact with the head in the act of scoring. If that is so, then that is a further penalty.
You've got direct contact with the head in the act of scoring.
Substitution
from in front of the post.
Number 15, Bryn Hargreaves goes on to replace
So it'll be an 8-point try, won't it, Ray? They'll be allowed to convert, and then they will be given a penalty straight in front of the post.
And well, he's certainly taken a knock as the young man. He is a hard man. He's a feisty character himself. He plays it hard, but
well, they're indicating he needs substitution. He needs interchanging.
yeah, he's certainly taken a bad knock.
Well, again, Ray, that substitution won't count on the 12 interchanges. It's a great try. Then look at Rayner. It is foul play. It is contact with the head in the act of scoring. And
I also think that when he went down, there was a real collision with the floor. You know, it's
that's because he's lost consciousness with the initial contact.
With the initial contact.
Gareth Rayner.
But you can see here there's a bit of slow-mo coming up. Oh my word, my word.
It wouldn't surprise me if the red card comes out.
That's unacceptable foul.
Well, that's a very brave, but I think a very correct decision.
Steve Ganson will not stand any messing. So that's the end of this 5th round Carnegie Challenge Cup tie for Gareth Rayner.
Well, in all honesty, Ray, when you look at that, that's the correct decision. That is the correct decision. And it obviously had an effect on Sam Tompkins.
Sam Tompkins certainly in some trouble there. And Pat Richards to take the conversion. A very successful one. Now then, he's obviously, John, he's not judging that it was in the act of putting the ball down.
Well, I thought he'd have given an 8-point try, but obviously
well, it's not so far from putting the act. That is in the act of putting the ball down. That should be another penalty.
Okay.
It's certainly foul play, and you know, you've got to admire Steve Gantz. If he sees something that he considers is wrong, he will take action, and he certainly has taken action, the most severest action possible. Gareth Rayner will take no further part in this game, and the Bradford Bulls will play with 12 men for the rest of the game.
Well, controversy reigns here at Odsal. Wigan, though, taking the lead, 10 points to 6. And what news down there, Tanya?
Well, Sam Tonkin took a blow straight across his nose. There was blood coming off as he came down. They've taken him straight into the dressing room to give him a full check over before making a decision about what to do. But the anger from the Wigan bench as they saw that on the big screen being replayed was quite palpable. But shaking heads as the red card was delivered from the Bradford bench.
5, move!
And John, really, to be sent off on what, 31st minute, it puts a terrific onus now on these 12 Bradford lads.
Well, it was a tough enough ask, 13 on 13, but 12 against 13, it's even more difficult. They made a very good effort at the minute, but there's a long time to play with 12 men.
Yeah, and they have to essentially, we've got 8 minutes remaining, they've really got to contain Wigan here until they turn round and then perhaps put a good strong kicking game in.
That's exactly right, but 8 minutes is a long time just to play a containing game, Ray.
Against Wigan. Things getting rather rough.
Chris Susan! Off the line.
And Matt Diskin doesn't like that. Lima looks around very quizzically, but Mr. Ganson stepping in again. As I said, 15 years in the top flight, Steve Ganson. He'll stand no messing.
Yep. Well, he believes he was lifted into a dangerous position.
Yep.
And you've got to agree with him once again.
And really, the player there who lifted the legs, John, should have been dealt with.
Correct.
Bradford then in possession. A real old-fashioned cup tie here at Odsal. Jeffries to Hargreaves. Matt Diskin looking for which side to go.
Third! Move! Hold!
Not seen Diskin running from actually in half-back. Usually does quite... Oh, that's a forward pass.
Forward pass. Scrum Wigan ball.
Yeah, they got their wires crossed there, didn't they? The Bulls. I think it was Tom Albison who was just coming off Ben Jeffries' shoulder.
Okay.
There is Gareth Rayner sort of explaining what he felt he was doing or what he had done, but it doesn't matter. You're off.
1, move, hold, go. 2, move, hold,
Jeff
go.
Lima, former New Zealand player.
Third, move,
Good tackling again from Bradford. No heads going down at the moment after that Rayner incident.
move, hold.
O'Loughlin. Good ball. Paul Deacon trying to set a movement up down the middle there. Good tackle. Some very hard tackling going in here now, John.
That was some marvellous pressure then on the kicker. It was Brett Finch, I believe, looking to put the kick through, but he didn't have any time to do that because it's Tom Albison really in his face, put that skill under pressure, forced the error.
Bradford then with just 12 men. Gareth Rayner sent off in that 31st minute, but it's back to 1. Chad Royston now. And the boos and the oohs and ahs coming from the rival sections in the crowd as there's a lot of front-on tackling going in here now. Good short side work. Jeffries, Avan. Good play here from Bradford. Remember, just 12 men. Yep. And Mr. Roby, the touch judge is on.
to the face. It's not major contact, Jeff Lima.
Obviously interference from Jeff Lima.
Yeah. Would have been contact with the head. Your team was on a warning.
Lima says, what for? I'm all innocent, but contact with the head and repeated infringements, according to Mr. Ganson. In the sin bin. Let's have a look.
It's a little harsh, that one, wouldn't you say, Ray?
Can't see anything there, John, could you?
Very harsh indeed,
but the touch judge was in very quickly.
The touch judge came in, and Mr. Ganson had given the team a warning, so he's got to go through with the actions. And I think that's 7 penalties to 1, isn't it, Ray?
Less than 3 minutes remaining. Good ball. Just a metre short. Frantic defence here from Wigan. Bradford attacking strongly. Wrong possibility this time, I think, for Kyle Briggs.
Hold.
Still good number of tackles remaining. Jeffries, Royston. Ooh, bit of a wild pass there. Oh, he's dropped the ball. Well, I think he was trying to flick it back inside, John, but that's always dangerous, isn't it?
It was, because he knew it was going out of bounds, but just a poor pass there from Michael Platt. And then you can see there, they really have got good contact. They're taking a van over the sideline. He tries to put the ball back in the field of play, but it rolls out. So that's
a little bit too much excitement there from Michael Platt, I think.
Yeah, just needed a bit of composure, but you've got to admire the defensive effort there of the Warriors, who were putting our van sort of over the sideline.
Just over 2 minutes remaining. Wigan leading by 4 points, 10 points to 6 in a controversy-riddled game.
Third, move, hold, go.
Luluai. Finch, good ball from Finch.
4, move, hold, go.
Mr. Ganson wanting a quick play away from the play of the ball. Oh, has he got it? Can he get it away? Luluai's knocked on. It's Bradford ball. 6 more tackles. Oh, he's giving a Bradford scrum.
Bradford scrum.
Well, they're working really hard at the Bradford Bulls, aren't they? Say they've had a man sent off. I know it's been equalised now with Lima's sin binning, but they really are working overtime. As Ben Jeffries there, but it's the scramble here, so that there's no comfortable catch there for Luluai. And all credit to the white-shirted Bulls. They're playing really well.
Just a minute remaining, and Bradford will just want to, I think, hold on to this ball. They'll be content, I think, at this scoreline of 10-6. They're turning round. They've got the force of the wind in the second half. Diskin.
Third, move, hold, go.
That's a good kick. Pat Richards, who's well used to playing at the full-back, many games in that position throughout his career, both here in England and in Australia.
Well, if it remains at this, you know, you feel the Bulls will be very happy indeed, Ray, to go in and regroup and discuss how best to use the wind that will be slightly behind them.
One more attack, though. Joel Tompkins trying to offload that ball. The hooter ready to go. There it is. The hooter goes. Mr. Ganson blows his whistle. And Bradford, 12 men only on the pitch. Gareth Rayner sent off for a high tackle on Sam Tompkins, and just trailing by 10 points to 6.